Do you believe that you are part of black culture?
I believe I'm a part of the Jamaican culture.
Okay.
Wagwan, I'm a white Jamaican. How many think you're making fun of Jamaicans? This question here happens a lot more times than I would like to even admit. I used to work in hospitality. Used to. And I'm doing my usual thing, taking care of the guests, speaking, being myself, being jovial, haha, laughing, telling them I'm Jamaican, and, you know, we're getting along very good. And in the middle of the meal, this special breed of person jumps up, looks at me and says, "You are effing with us." Loud in the middle of the restaurant. "You are effing with us." Everybody's looking at me and thinking like me take the man wife or something like that. I don't even know what's going on. And before I could even defend myself, him and his wife gone to the manager at the front. I see them arguing up there for a good 10 minutes. I don't know what is going on. I don't know what I told them. I'm completely clueless to the matter. The manager comes back to me and says to me that they think I'm Irish and that they think I'm speaking with a Jamaican accent and that I am culturally appropriating. So he's gonna pay for their meal. By this time, I'm a little perturbed because it seemed a bit racist on their end to me. So I look at the manager and say, "What? You're not going to defend me? You never tell him what's going on?" Manager seem like him never care. All of a sudden, them want to put my job in jeopardy because them feel bad say I'm speaking like a black man. So then I tell the manager, say me not give a bumbo clot. Whether me tell them say me come from Middle Earth or Mars, them still go and pay for them rascal meal. Then the manager said they might write a letter. I said, make them write the blood clot letter. Me would frame it and put it on my bumbo clot wall and show the world. Him said no, him still a defend them. Then on top of that, invite them to the restaurant the next day. And them come in and smiling at my face like, "Hi Jonathan, hello." As if them did not try to get me fired to begin with. And that's probably part of the reason why I'm online venting right now. Because I'm tired of getting flagged for bullshit.
Greetings once again, my Jamaican people. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And if it's the first time that you're coming across my content, kindly feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and the share button, as this will go a long way in supporting my channel. Well, in today's episode, I'll be talking about the issue with relation to Jamaican ethnicity and nationality. Well, in recent times, you've seen white individuals coming out to claim that they are Jamaicans, and this has been met with multiple reaction and sentiments from Jamaicans and people worldwide, as most feel like these whites have been faking or have been trying to adapt a nationality or an ethnicity that doesn't belong to them. Well, kindly watch the rest of this episode to the end while I come with my commentaries at the end of it.
Do you believe that you are part of black culture?
I believe I'm a part of the Jamaican culture.
Okay.
What's the difference to you?
The difference to me is that what is the black culture, you cannot just define black culture as black culture because it varies. I relate with the Jamaican culture because it's the culture that I grew up in. You know, we have black British culture, so that's a different thing. But to me, black British culture is a merge of like Jamaican, Caribbean, and Africa and England together. That makes the black British culture. That's what I would say. But I cannot define in one sentence to say this is black culture because it's.
Can I ask a quick question?
Of course.
When did you decide that you were Jamaican? Was it when you came back over here? Was it when someone asked you? Like, was there an experience where you just felt, I identify as a Jamaican man?
Let me explain to you there. And I don't know if I've ever said this on an interview anywhere yet, but my mother, before me, she had a miscarriage. So when she was pregnant with me, she could have gave birth to me in Jamaica.
Right.
But where we live, the hospitals weren't great. So obviously she has that opportunity to leave. Once she had me and did the checks, 3 months on a plane back to Jamaica. So from there until what I know has been that. So it's not like I wake up one day and say, "Oh, 5-year-old, I want to be Jamaican." "Oh, 10-year-old, I think I'm Jamaican." 12-year-old,
Okay, cool.
I'm definitely Jamaican.
Yeah.
It's just what's inside. You understand what I mean, brother?
To call yourself a Jamaican, that's interesting because you said that you weren't born there. But I guess if the community to which you kind of were raised in, which is Jamaica, obviously, if they've embraced you, the large swaths of them and stuff, and if you've got citizenship, I don't know if you have, but yeah, from where I come.
Harry, do you have a Jamaican passport?
Yes, I do.
So I find it interesting as well because how do you decide? I'm from Jamaica. My grandparents are from Jamaica.
Yeah.
My dad's born there. My mum was born here. you probably would know more about Jamaica than me, just because I'm black now. No one, if I said I'm Jamaican, no one's going to question me. It is,
Yeah,
you're just Jamaican.
exactly.
But you probably know how to cook yard food. You know how to do all
That's
of that
my life.
better than me. So then, who are we to tell him? Actually, no, you're not Jamaican, just because he's white.
Is I went to school in Jamaica, so when people are when people here are talking about, oh, you cannot represent the culture, you're not from Jamaica, not this, like that, you know nothing about the black culture, and I'm like, you were born here, you were raised here, you went school here. That means if you went to school for like how long do you go to school when you're here? Like what?
Too long.
Like, how many years? Just say like 12 years.
Well,
or
yeah,
something.
about that. Yeah.
So 14 years. Realistically, they only taught you what? 14 months of black history. My whole schooling was black history. So I learned everything about the culture. So when I'm in school, we don't.
What is your name?
What kind of question you ask me? You don't know my name long time already. We can't put my name on the internet, girl. What's wrong with you?
Where are you from?
I come from Jamaica. I come from the western part of Jamaica. We can't really tell you where we come from down there though, because we don't know where we come from.
What kind of food do you like to eat?
Well, I like all kind of food. Anything they make in Jamaica, I like ackee and saltfish. With a piece of fried pork in it. Can't beat that.
I mean, over here, so breeze, people have come and and chat fuckery. But at the same time, I'm all about free speech, so you can chat and say whatever you want to say. But imagine if I say something like this. Black people have come in our way and chat in our region. Oh. Like what you would I tell the Chinese people in Jamaica? What happened to the white people born in Jamaica? All in all, you know. People are going to feel what they want to feel. But that not really matter.
Yeah. So white boss. So white boss. Yo. So white boss. I can know the issue now when I go in the embassy for the first time.
Blood clot here, man. We just jump in a line, man. What you talking about, man?
Yeah.
We hear so we know to go to the black lady, you know.
Yeah.
When I go, I see two black somebody.
Yeah.
So I didn't know. I said, blood clot. What is no more piece instant? Just jump out of the line in the aisle.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Straight to bathroom for around 7 minutes. Me there bathroom, man.
Yeah.
After that, me jump out back and go back in the line now. I said, blood clot. I have to face them.
Yeah.
But it look like me I'll go, man. So I'm going to know them. Just take me information.
Yeah.
And send me to another window. When I go another window now, I kill her.
Yeah.
This one now, I see the one black woman now.
We don't want to go.
Blood clot. But this a woman them that talk about. Them that talk about.
Yeah, so what the woman that do?
Yeah, so we know for the woman not give visa.
Yeah.
I be a ton on some people, you know.
Yeah.
So I go some back some dead now and I did it in the line and I pray and I fret and I pray and I fret.
So what is she that do now? She that tell nobody?
What you mean, man? I hope for people shot on me. Come today I watch how I go and I hold for man I get how many paper, the green paper? Confirmation. Some people face them face long so you go.
Yeah.
So you go for visa?
Yeah. So what happen now when they did it now? Yo, so what happen now? What happen now when I get a woman that don't know what that?
When I did them and when I look now, the people are in front of me, and then go to the black lady and then now me go. We up to one white man. What are you talking about, man?
Yeah.
Then the man start talk, man, and think, man, and him start ask me some question and I give me question and answer them, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Man has in a family, bless up.
We have to practice the thing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, we have to practice what we have to tell them, so we'll go for that, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Be a thing we tell them, man, so the man drop the white paper in the man.
Yeah.
The blood clan tell me so come pick up back my visa. Tell her brother, a Father Christmas.
Boom, okay.
No, officer.
Yeah. But them just give paper and then that can say white already. They say deserve for over here.
One white Jamaican man.
Yo, me want you white army man. We are talking about 10 times and turn down her before they give her visa.
White. And she white. White one.
She a blonde.
Yeah. Great. Come on, from the board. Come on, from the board. From the foot.
You know, my great grandfather is from England. Yeah. And we're not interested in England. Mind game. They say that in the England thing, bung up Babylon. Yeah, England, them mad people. Them.
Are your grandfather come from?
Yeah. But in change up too. Change up with the German them. But when you go to Canada, and you tell them say from Jamaica, they expect say, a few black people, dark people come from Jamaica. It's a one set of pussies them, not true.
Yeah. Yeah, they never knows the straight nose man there.
Yeah. And when this hard patter,
here.
I'm going to be a joke.
Yeah.
My son, you know, up, live up Kenya now, fit. He go to college and everything up here and live over 5-6 years now up there. And he never can go down to Toronto. So then go to one club.
Yeah.
And they see some Jamaican. And they tell him, say, yo, I'm a Jamaican, yeah. He said, no, he imitate the Jamaican. And they want to fight. They want to fight them. Want to fight my nephew and my son.
Wow.
Call him trick him, trick them.
If you know who your foundation of Jamaica, yeah.
And he start the pastor now. He said, "Bomba clot, this man a Jamaican for true." Mind game, them mind game, man.
Yeah.
He said, "Blood clot, this man a Jamaican for true."
I come Renegade. I don't know, you know, kind of young to remember the show Renegade. Or you know it?
Yeah, welcome on.
Alright, me have one bike look like him, so that's something that you know.
Okay.
You see that building out there, so? Right back right there, you see me born. Me no born on do it. But me go a Canada for a while.
So you see one time in college Jesus, they not say Jesus, they say Lord Jesus.
Don't know, Baker said, Lord Jesus ain't coming down. You think I know everybody?
Where are the family?
This logic does not make sense because if this were the case, then there would be no Jamaicans. Unfortunately, most of the indigenous population was killed off through genocide when the colonizers came to Jamaica. There are a few, I believe, I've heard recently that there are a few indigenous people left in Jamaica, but a majority of the population in Jamaica is not indigenous. Well, I think someone qualifies as Jamaican as if they were born in Jamaica or if their parents have Jamaican heritage, if they grew up with Jamaican culture. So even if they're born in the US but their parents have Jamaican heritage and they grew up with their parents teaching them about Jamaican culture, I think that's fair. I was born and raised in Jamaica my entire life. I've only been in the US since I started college. So, yeah. Anyways, bless up. Have a good day. Hope you are doing
Now we put fast soap on it and wrap it around and dirty now. Go burn up if I do that. The pot come out shiny. So after me go shop and sit and come and come back and go share too. No. Somebody share my food, please. Me walk away at the kind of fear and shift it back between and to Annie bag. If you know enough, me after me go.
Wassy, no people in Wassy.
After me go, me and tired.
Yeah, so the what's the Jamaican white girl the people? Wanna be asked about, I say how she talks so. She talk the sweetest Jamaican language more than any one of us. So come give me a look at your language. I mean, people know your features.
My language is Patois and English. That is my first.
Oh, so the people them always asking about Jamaican born.
I was born in Jamaica. I was raised here. I went to school here.
People can understand. Tell the people them where you're born and grew up.
I'm born and grew up Portland. I was raised here. I go to school here. Everything. I travel. Yes. My parents German, so I am bilingual, right?
Yes.
Yes, so I can speak German as well. Ich kann auch Deutsch reden, wie die Melodie, weil sie ist auch Deutsch.
What?
So yes, I can speak. I can chicken on pato. Don't do that. Yes. And I can also speak standard English. I can speak very good English. So yeah.
What else can you do?
Everything.
Everything else.
What I know. Can climb tree or fast. Yo, where do we go? Yo, where do we go up to? I'm a apple tree, Miss Yara. We up on top of apple tree. I saw the backside in a go.
You say fine? You say she fine? I tell you, you feel lose sleep over this.
Mad white Jamaican Bex, yo fuck. The man a cuss out Ziggy Bomb. Yeah, you hear me, mad white Jamaican?
Me did feel the same way. But now I've had a change of heart. See? Me don't know how old you been, but I'm old enough to remember how Bob was treated when he was alive by Jamaicans. See? Poor Jamaicans, middle class Jamaicans, upper class Jamaicans, and even white Jamaicans. You see me I say? That me I talk about mad white Jamaican. Even people that look like you, but them time there, never like Bob. You see me I say? For real. Or you think Bob Marley, white side of family, cannot claim him to this day? Cause them never accept him. See? Them shun him. Yeah, and them still alive. Them still alive, you know. Bob Marley, white side of family. But them can't say nothing. You see me I say? For real. Police never like Bob. You understand me? Bob used to live next door to some people, you know, all over there. See? Some upper class people. Every minute them call police. Pam Bob say over there smoke ganja. And I make pure noise in that place. You see me I say? I can't bet how them people are glad when Bob dead. No more noise. You see me I say? I remember them I call him dirty head, nasty head, dread, you know. Remember that. See? I remember pastors doom him soul to hell and all them things there, you know. I talk about Selassie dead, yeah, you know, for real. Remember them things there. The media no want to play him song. See, I remember when them band a song called Rat Race. See? Just because him said Rasta no work for CIA. Them band that over the year. You know what I mean? Them band Cold Ground. Talking Blues is song name. Them band that too. Listen Talking Blues. And tell me why you think them band that over the year. See? So Ziggy Free fi employ whoever him want employ from wherever in the world fi play him mama and him papa. See? Can I take him father fi dead fi we show him certain respect. See? Can I check it? The world they done show Bob Marley respect long before we in a Jamaica. You see me I say? The thing is, we never like Rasta. You go all over the world right and you see some Rasta, some places. Guess who inspired them? Bob Marley. Bob Marley will inspire Rasta in Africa to stuff like that. See? Man turn Rasta. See? Boy. The hypocrisy. These heads of government at the premier skinning them teeth. And every time Bob Marley name come up to be a national hero, it is turned down. Meanwhile, a little girl in a Barbados can get up and sing, "Under my umbrella, la, ella, ella, eh, eh." And guess what? She's a national hero in a Barbados. She born 8 years after Bob dead. Bless up yourself, Ziggy. See me, I come watch a movie.
No white girl from Jamaica talks like that, y'all. How do I know? And him say him know few. But me and a them and a me. That are the thing. Me want to deliver patois anyhow me want to deliver. So if you not like me way of delivering the great patois, that's none of my problems. And of my problems that, you know, go somewhere where you satisfy yourself and your ears. Cause of my problem that. And of my problem that. Me no business.
Hi, I'm Jamaican-born Chinese. I went to school at the University of Georgia in Athens, and these are the most common questions that I got. So, first question that I got is, what language do they speak in Jamaica? I got this so many times, and it's usually I would be speaking with them for like a decent amount of time, so I speak very fluently in English. I can, really code switch. I can, put on like a little bit less of an accent, and just they can tell that I'm an English speaker, but they still ask me what language I speak in Jamaica. And sometimes I would just mess with them and I would tell them that our main language is Spanish. And then how I'd get about that is that I would say that before my fall semester, I took an accelerated English course, and that's why I'm so fluent in English. And then Americans, they are so easy to trick because they're just like, oh, that makes so much sense. So easy to trick. Anyways, so another really common question is, do you guys all live on the beach? What would genuinely possess somebody to think that all Jamaicans live on the beach, or that the island itself, with a population of almost 3 million people, is just all beach? I really cannot understand the idea behind it, but sure, whatever. And like, if I was with a Jamaican friend at the time, sometimes I'd mess with them and be like, yeah, actually, our huts are right next to each other, and that's how we know each other. So that can be really funny to mess with people sometimes. I like messing with people, by the way. It's really funny because Americans are just so gullible. Anyways, so the next question that I get asked a lot is, can you speak Patois, or can you speak Patois for me? And yes, I can speak Patois. Am I gonna speak it for you? I'm just like, I don't know. Like, this is, like when people give you the ick, like this question gives me the ick, because I'm just like, it's just like, I don't know. I feel like I don't want to do it for you anymore just because of how you ask that question. Like, I don't know. I hate it. And I'm also Chinese, so like they also sometimes ask me to speak in Chinese. I remember it was like a bonfire thing, right? And then there's this girl there who was taking Chinese as a minor, and so we can both speak Chinese. And so these people who clearly they probably don't even seem to know like a second language, they were asking, can you guys both speak Chinese for us? And so we were talking in Chinese, and they were just looking in like, oh, just like, I wonder what they're saying. Like, Americans are so weird. Anyways, so the next question is, how did you end up in Jamaica? And this is mostly, I get this question probably because I'm Chinese, and so that I don't really necessarily fit their preconceived notions of what a Jamaican is. And honestly, I feel like the subtext behind that question is just asking like, why am I not black? Kind of like in Mean Girls when Katie is from South Africa, they're like, why are you white? I feel like that's what they're trying to get at, but I just tell them my story. I could probably go into it, but it's actually a really funny story. My mom won a raffle event to be in Jamaica. Crazy work. Anyways, so another question that I get is, do you smoke? And I don't. And I know people who do, but like, what possesses you to ask that question, really and truly? I mean, sure, if, I don't know, caricatures of Jamaican characters, low-key are doing us so much harm, but it's whatever. Anyways, and another question that's kind of more specific to me is, what are you doing here at UJ and just Georgia in general? And I think this question is asked a lot more because Georgia doesn't have that much of a diaspora of Jamaicans as a place like Miami or New York would. Because I feel like if I went to school in any of those two states, then they probably wouldn't be asking that because they probably would know actual Jamaicans. But going to a state school in Georgia where the primary demographic was, people from Georgia, and just not Jamaicans not having as much of a footprint there, they're just like, what the hell are you doing here? Like, this is so crazy. So yeah, but those are the most common questions that I get asked as a Jamaican-born Chinese at UJ. Let me know if you have any questions, and yeah.
Oh, Corey. First, I would like to welcome you to my TikTok tribe. It's a pleasure to have you here, and I want to thank you for leaving this comment under my electric vehicle video, because this is a perfect example on how some people think so little about themselves, value themselves so little, and then project that into others. It is sad that still in society nowadays, we pay so much attention to the color of one's skin. We are all humans. We are all one people. Yes, we have suffered. Yes, we have gone through a lot. I am not going to tell you, Corey, the pigmentation of my husband's skin. I will leave that to my TikTok tribe that is going to make sure that you have a warm welcome to the tribe. They're the ones in the comments who are going to tell you the pigmentation of my husband's skin. But I want to take this opportunity, since you are talking about my husband. I'm not going to talk about reparation and the disrespect about that. I am like, suppose that he was actually somebody of Caucasian descent, and you just come in here to say that I am getting reparation. Like, what are you saying? You're saying that I would have married somebody to try to get reparations? Like, Corey, the fact that you're using a white person as your profile picture, and the fact that you have so much political and, you know, some deep posts on your page, none of them is yours, everything is from other people. It's very contradictory. I think that in a deep sense of the word, you have a lot of admiration for people of lighter skin, and deep inside you wish that my husband was a Caucasian person, and you wish that I had married him for his money, and you wish those things. You couldn't be so far from reality. Going back to the story I wanted to share, since you're new here, and many people may be new here too, I am Cuban. My husband is Jamaican. That is why I live in Jamaica. Otherwise, I will still be in Cuba. I won't be here. When my husband and we got married when we were very young. I was 19 still, and he had just turned 20 years old. And we came from nothing, Corey. Sorry if we disappoint. Sorry, so sorry from disappointing you. Everything you see in this page being achieved is the result of a couple backing up each other, supporting each other, and working extremely hard. Nobody here inherit anything. Nobody here is coming from none of them 21 family there that you know about. Probably if you are really an admirer of white Jamaicans, you must know the 21 families may I talk about. No relation at all to none of them. It's just a young couple who give up partying, who give up starting a family at a young age, who give up friends, who give up travel, who give up even a warm meal at night, who give up having a healthy relationship, all in the name of progress and building what you see on this page being shared. And up to this date, we are still giving up all those things, because if you look at my page, which I invite you to do, you will see that all we do is work. That is the only way in our hearts of achieving greatness. Because even those people who may come from those big families, holy pa them don't do nothing with them life, you know. Holy pa them house them are tear down and them sell them what is left of that wealth, and they have nothing right now. As the great PJ Parkinson said one time, a black man time now. So, Corey, thank you so much for making me laugh. It was that your comment was the deserving of the best comment award. Very, 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 very far from reality. Another thing I can share with you from back in the days, a lot of persons did think that my husband was a money man. He's very private, but he's all over my Instagram page. So if my TikTok tribe, I'm sure my TikTok tribe, before the video even finished, the TikTok tribe already gonna tell you how my husband stay. But he's all over my Instagram page, and it was the understanding of a lot of people, but I don't know why. Because when I met my husband, he was a student. Okay, I was a student, but I was also working. And him came from Jamaica and everything, and I was in Cuba, which is a communist country where we have nothing. And my salary at the moment was $5 a month, and I had more money than him. I have more money than him. So, again, Corey, thank you so much for your comment. Reconsider your profile picture though, because your convictions, your page, and what you are commenting about doesn't match the white woman that you have in the profile. Maybe seriously you wish you were a white woman? Me no know. You let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Mucha love.
If you've watched to this end, thank you once again, and let's get down to it. Well, for most people, we need to understand the history behind Jamaica, and you all understand that the Jamaican island right now is composed of 92% people of African origin. That means that their skin pigmentation is black or dark, as many people like to refer it. And this goes back to their history, where we get to understand that African slaves were brought into the Jamaican island to work as laborers and slaves in the sugarcane plantation. And after the country got its independence in 1962, we get to understand that this African majority of former enslaved individuals form the majority of the population in Jamaica. And so there has always been this global brand about Jamaica being represented by black individual. And yes, this has always been sold around the world, and we get to see in famous music genres like reggae, Rastafarianism, and world-class printing, it's only the dark-skinned individuals who have been at the forefront in representing Jamaica. So it is not wrong to believe that every Jamaican is supposed to be black or is supposed to have a dark-skinned, as this is the national, or let's say the global branding that everyone is accustomed to. Let's look at the sports. We all know the fastest man in the world right now comes from Jamaica, that is Usain Bolt, and he is black. Look at reggae music. The legendary icon Bob Marley and the Wailers, black. Look at Rastafarianism. It's mostly composed of black individuals who show their allegiance and belief in their African origins and openly celebrate their African origins and traditions that have currently been accepted globally. So, for most people, it's quite normal to believe that all Jamaicans are supposed to be white. And well, this is not the case in Jamaica once you get to visit it in person. And I'll begin by quoting the Jamaican national motto, and that is, out of many, one people. Once you get to understand this, refers to the fact that Jamaica is a country that is composed of multiple races or people coming from multiple racial backgrounds who have come together to form the unique island that is Jamaica, that is composed of a very unique cultural heritage that is widely accepted among the Caribbean nation. And this goes to tell you the fact that despite of the census report that 92% of Jamaicans are black, the other 8% is composed of individuals from other racial backgrounds. And this is how the white individuals come into play. And as you've seen in the video, you've seen clips of white, or let's say European individuals claiming to be Jamaicans. Yes, from the outlook, they look like plain Europeans, but once they start speaking, you can hear their flow and tenor while speaking Jamaican patois, which quickly tells you that these individuals, despite of the fact that they appear as being white, they are actually Jamaicans, as they are very fluent when it comes to speaking Jamaican patois. And so you've had instances on the internet where these individuals have been cancelled and they have been looked at as copycats or individuals who are trying to copy the Jamaican culture. And well, these individuals are actually Jamaicans. And this again goes back to history, as you get to understand that the white settlers in Jamaica, that is individuals who came from the British Empire, the British colony that took over Jamaica, was composed of white individuals. And even after Jamaica managed to get its independence, we're getting to see that these European Jamaicans still remained in the country, and they form the majority of the white population that is currently living in the country. As you all understand that the white Europeans composed of the British settlers, the German farmers, and the Irish laborers. These form the majority of the European Jamaicans in the country, and that's how we get to understand that these white individuals actually existed in Jamaica. And even despite of that, there are also other races that have currently existed in Jamaica, and this also includes the Indian Jamaicans who came into the country as indentured laborers, and they actually introduced the cuisine, that is the curry culture, to Jamaica. And there's also the Chinese Jamaicans, who are believed to be the backbone of the retail trade in Jamaica, who also came to the country as indentured laborers. There is also the Middle Eastern Jamaicans, that is from Syria and Lebanon, who also settled in the country and are believed to be among one of the wealthiest individuals in Jamaica, as they play a very crucial role in running the businesses and also navigating the political landscape in Jamaica. And in doing so, we get to understand the impact that lies between these white individuals identifying as Jamaicans. As you'll get to understand, there is a difference between ethnicity and nationality when it comes to identifying these individuals. And when you look at ethnicity, this refers to the individual's heritage and physical appearance. That is, for the whites, once you get to see their skin color, you get to instantly notice that these individuals have European ethnicity. That is, their racial background traces back to the European countries. However, for nationality, this goes to a person's legal status in a country and cultural allegiance. And this is why you get to see that these individuals actually identify as being Jamaicans. That is, legally, they were born in Jamaica, and going back to the Jamaica national motto, out of many one people, these individuals are entitled to identify as Jamaicans, as they possess all the other legal documents that fully identify them as being Jamaicans. However, there's also been a rift when it comes to this issue about ethnicity and nationality. As for the Jamaicans who have African heritage, there is a group of individuals who are looking at it from the traditionalist way of viewing, and this goes to the fact that most of the African Jamaicans currently staying in the country have a dark history of suffering, that is under slavery and resistance, and so they believe this is what made their identity to be Jamaicans, and any other individuals who are trying to claim the Jamaican identity are just individuals who are trying to be part of something that they never really took part in developing or in growing. And as you all understand, the Jamaicans really fought hard for their freedom, and once the white settlers brought these enslaved Africans to the country, there were social hierarchies that were automatically born. And at the top of the hierarchy, this includes the white elites. At the middle of the hierarchy, it includes the mulattoes, that is the crossbreed between the white settlers and African women. And at the bottom of the pyramid, we see the black, or let's say the African Jamaicans, who are also identified as being the laborers, or let's say the oppressed. So for most Jamaicans, once they see a white individual trying to identify as being a Jamaican, this history kicks in, as most white individuals are always viewed as being elites in Jamaica, that is going back to their history. And that is why it's most common for most Jamaicans to view these whites as always being rich. And once they try to claim these Jamaican identities, the African Jamaicans come out with this fact that these are the same oppressors that put them in the condition that they are currently living in, and they are trying again to identify with that cultural identity of suffering, despite of the fact that most of their ancestors were the oppressors who oppressed majority of the African Jamaicans. And so this has been what has been causing the multiple rift between the white Jamaicans and the African Jamaicans. And again, you'll notice that using the term African Jamaican is not very common, as most Jamaicans or most individuals usually identify as just being Jamaican. And I've used it in this episode to try and give out that stark difference that lies between the European Jamaicans or the white Jamaicans and the dark pigmented Jamaicans. And so this is what this highlights all the experiences that the white Jamaicans have been going through in Jamaica. And I believe for the Jamaicans watching this video that you can at least give me another glimpse or another perspective about how you view the white Jamaicans and how you've actually related with them while living in the beautiful island. Well, this again marks the end of this episode. Kindly once again don't forget to hit the like, subscribe and the share button, and see you in the next episode.